All
So
right,
bad.
so that's a good transition to our second one. What's something that you would change about this film?
I would probably just burn the print. If we're well, it's digital now, so I would just delete it, take it off their IMDb, let Netflix run it for however long they want to, then delete it, and then never act like it never existed.
I,
Because the only way to save this film is to be go to scratch, rewrite the script. I mean, I don't know what they had in the editing room. I didn't
you
think
know,
they edited very well, though.
I was thinking the same thing too. There had to be some kind of decent script. Now, obviously, there's had to be some kind of problem with the script, but did they not film stuff that they were supposed to film? Did they like what happened? Well, like you said, I would go back and rewrite the script because I would have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Because right now you've got a bunch of middles and nothing. You have kind of a beginning and then a bunch of middles, and then that's it.
Yeah,
So I would go back and like rewrite the script or just think this is when you this is when you have to, as an editor, put on a different hat and say, I have this piece of trash in front of me. What's the prettiest I can make it?
yeah.
And if that turns into a short film,
So
then
be it.
there's a short film. But it's a okay, I saw somebody take Tommy Boy and
Yeah.
edit it as a dramatic, inspirational film. And it was
Really?
just like a kind of a trailer for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really good. I'm sorry, if that person can take Tommy Boy and create that out of it, there has to be an editor that can create at least a 20-minute short film out
Especially
of
some of
this
the
work of
footage that they don't that
trash.
they didn't even use. I mean, just editing small things that I've done and probably things you've done. I've got 9 minutes of footage. It's an F if I rated it. Let me try to get it to a C plus. Let me try to get it to
Mm-hmm.
average. And they had to have been able to do that with this film. But if this is the best that they can do, that gives me hope that there's a job for me somewhere because
Yeah,
I know I can do better than that.
but
I
for
know,
sure.
and I'm sure the budget that I would have would not be nearly as much as that either. So
No. All right, so let's quickly
gallop
move
along.
on. So the next one, what do you think about the main character's arc?
Was there a character arc for anyone? I didn't see a character. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know what went on other than the synopsis. I was 28 minutes in, and I was like, "Has the first? Is the second act begun?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "I don't know what's going on," and I didn't.
Anne Hathaway is the same reckless person at the beginning of the film than she is at the end of the film. The only difference is she's dead.
Oh,
Like that's the only. I guess that's an arc that now you can't be reckless because you're dead. So the only way to not be reckless is to die.
well, I thought her narration was. I like the narration when it fits.
Mm-hmm.
Narration. It seemed like they put in narration because they screened the movie and they were like, it doesn't make any sense. Let's put in some voiceover to try to fix this jumbled mess. And I don't think it helped. It didn't see. It
Mm-mm.
seemed to me like Anne Hathaway. I knew her character was the way kind of down and reckless and such. It seemed to me that her. It just seemed to me that she didn't want to even be there recording the audio for the voiceover. It just seemed.
You know, the funny thing to me is I remember there was a voiceover, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. Absolutely nothing about it.
Ben
And
Affleck does a voiceover as well.
so the one feature film that I did, people were very confused as to the ending of the film. So we went back and re-recorded a voiceover to try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely like a device used to fix something. But I think our voiceover at least allowed you to get to the end and feel satisfied that it was over. That one, when it was over, I wasn't even satisfied because I felt like I'd wasted all the time and got nothing out of it.
Hmm.
Absolutely nothing out of it.
Nothing. It. I've seen movies where the story is not great, but it's got redeeming qualities. Either the score is good or cinematography looks great, performances are outstanding, something of some kind of something valid about the movie. This movie, nothing.
Have you seen Sound of Thunder?
Have
The that
Ed Burns.
that you have seen it or you haven't?
Half of it, just half of
Half
it.
of it.
Didn't watch it all.
That movie was terribly horrific. The way the way that it was done, but at the end of the movie, and I've actually seen it a couple times, which
Okay.
is weird. But I think that it's a good story. And I felt like at the end, I was like, okay, I know what happened. It was it was poorly executed, but I know what happened, and I understand. And it's a I think it's a
Yeah,
Ray Bradbury.
yeah.
So it's a good story with a good ending, and I felt at least satisfied. This I did not feel satified because I'm
And
like,
at least with the Sound of Thunder, the funding fell through. It could have been a quote decent movie had the special effects been in there. It
mhm.
was, I think, it was too ambitious. And Ed Burns talks about that in his book, which is cool. Oh,
Yeah,
you've read it.
that's how I discovered the film because I was like, I gotta watch this film because he said they spent like $200 million on it and it was all for some dude's yacht.
Yeah.